All right, risk reporting here for CyberSport.com at the Face It ECS Season 3 Finals, and I'm here with n0thing Gilbert, who just defeated Fnatic. And first of all, congratulations. That must be a huge victory for you guys.
Yeah, thank you, first of all. And yeah, we've lost, the last two group stages versus them, so yeah, it felt good.
So coming off the first half of the game, because what I noticed was that you had a very, or at least in my opinion, a good T side, which is really, really hard in my opinion against Fnatic, because you have players like Olaf Meister and Flush on position. It can be hard getting into their positions. So can you give a little kind of an insight of how you felt you broke them down on your T side?
Well, getting that pistol round clutch from Tim was huge. And then in general, they have a pretty straightforward setup. And if you let them move around the map, their defense is pretty tough to play against. JW is pretty good at the op. Everyone's holding down their spots. Well, pretty good is an understatement probably. So without giving too much details away, you can kind of see it if you watch it. We did some explosive plays to try to catch them off guard, and they worked.
So coming into one of the rounds, I remember it was round 16 or 17, where you had a pistol and a scout against an almost fully bought up Fnatic, and you actually managed to win that round. Can you kind of walk us through your thoughts on how important or how powerful pistols are, and those kind of rounds where you can force up when you can buy head armor against the UMP45 and stuff like that in the current meta?
Yeah, I mean, the rounds are obviously important. I think in that round we had a good read on them to keep two inside. They did a little bit of a double fake. And there's a lot to say about pistols and whatnot. I've thought lately a compromise might be, strengthening the Galil and FAMAS. So there's a stronger long-range rifle. In what strength, I don't know, if they would be faster fire rate or damage or something. So things like that could help, but overall those rounds are definitely winnable, and it's important to play as if you can win it.
Yeah, because that's one of the difference when you're looking back at 1.6, of course, where you have your history. Back then, ecos were ecos, and it was very rare that you could get anything out of it.
You had to get a massive triple D or something back in 1.6.
Yeah, exactly, and with Source as well, you could only win if you had Deagles, because Deagles were so overpowered. So, of course, I think that point is actually really good. Get that long range Galil or FAMAS or stuff like that, get that in the game. But if you could have one thing that you could personally change, meta-wise or in something in the game, balance-wise maybe, what would that be? That's a hard question.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe buffing the FAMAS and Galil a little bit might be a start. I feel like I've had some thoughts on these recently, but I don't really have anything on top of my mind. Yeah, maybe enabling some more spam spots or something I always enjoy from 1.6.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one thing that I actually miss a lot, being able to spam those spots and creating plays around them also, because the enemy knows where you're going to be spamming from, so they're going to have to create their strategy around that. Of course, you've been playing Counter-Strike for such a long time. I still remember seeing posts of you in the forums in your early days, winning the checks and everything.
Yeah.
How has it been for you to kind of grow up with Counter-Strike, because the game has only gotten bigger, and how has it been to kind of live your teenage life in this game?
Yeah, it's been pretty wild. There's been so many different stages. Counter-Strike has always kind of evolved around the community and how much let's call them vehicles like Twitch or YouTube are out there to let the community express themselves and grow and follow their favorites. So for me, it's been pretty wild to grow up with this game. It's been an honor, and it's cool that I could still be part of a team as a job, and compete. You could be part of a team in an office, but it's a bit different, and I'm very grateful for having been able to watch and be a part of the growth thus far.
Yeah, and I think you and especially the teams you've been a part of have been a big part, especially in North America, to propel and make that growth even bigger. And that kind of leads me on to the next question, because CS is at a very healthy point right now, but do you think that it can grow even bigger? Do you think it can become this world-encompassing, big global sport? Because now Asia is starting to get involved as well. And if we look at South Korea for StarCraft or League of Legends, they're getting crazy hype. So do you think that CS:GO at some point, or maybe a later version of CS, could get to that point and be this sport or esport that kind of gets the whole globe going?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that need to happen for Counter-Strike to really create the longevity, and I think a couple things are including, a collective bargaining agreement between players, less leagues and stuff overall, which I don't know how that would handle whether it's merging or shifting. No one's really proven to be only the best league yet, so there's a lot of good possibilities for who would be that person. So yeah, just getting everything more structured, because I think in the end, whatever goes into it, the most important thing for our scene to thrive is to create a positive narrative throughout the year, and a narrative that's able to be followed. Because I think when you have that, it's those down times, which is where the game is made or break, right? Between tournaments. So if we're not competing, how many people are still excited for the next tournament?
Yeah.
If we're not doing meet and greet, how many people still are looking forward to the next time they can meet us? So, just doing a better job in creating an ecosystem that complements every matchup. So every time we play Fnatic, there's hype, and it doesn't get overplayed. Or all these European teams play each other a lot more. Yeah. So I think things like that are going to be, the narrative is going to be the most important facet to facilitate. And yeah, I can go on more, but that's it.
And on that bombshell, I think we're going to end it. I want to give you, of course, a moment to shout out any friends and family or sponsors if you want to, and just say thank you.
Yeah, shout out to all the people who support CSGO in general, then all the people who support Cloud9. Thanks for CyberSport. There's too many people. CyberSport.com for the interview. Appreciate it, guys. And shout out to my friends and family, my girlfriend Truth, and everyone who supports myself through the ups and downs, and my teammates, of course.
All right, that's all for now. See you in the next one. Awesome, man. Cool. Slowly learning. This is so weird.
No worries,
Getting into
dude.
interviewing.
Good flow. Thanks, guys.